any contact with us? Because a lot of our contacts on phone, so we don't recognise faces with myself. Okay. So yeah, the idea is that we're a role that saves the GPs some time. So they come under an umbrella term called R's roles. I can't quite remember exactly how that's what that stands for, but it saves GP time and means that we can give more time to work out if there's any issues that we may be able to signpost to. So we offer quite a bit of signposting support, like Grace Cares do as well, and it's just having a conversation, offloading, perhaps working out if we can find a solution to whatever issue is going on for yourselves. So,
some of the areas that we cover, so we're not form-filling service, but we can direct people to those services. So if you want to claim attendance allowance or blue badge and you don't know how to go about it, we can be the people that can do that preparation with you and support you to that. Yes, we often refer people to Grace Cares, mobility aids. We can help people support making sure that they're claiming the right benefits. So that's the financial support, citizens advice we link in with. So we link in with a lot of services out there. Sometimes it's like you've got a whole load of problems. They're not always medical, like Jen said, but it's where do I go with that? And then that's where we come into play. And then we can hopefully support you with that, kind of go through the list, if there's a list, usually there is, and then it's directing you to the right people. Maybe we make those connections, those phone calls, we can refer people to certain services, as long as we've got your consent, obviously. So we can meet people in the community as well, over a coffee or at the library. So it's that nice, relaxed atmosphere as well that we can do. So to self-refer, or if you feel like you need a connection with us and you've not made that connection already, you can just go to your receptionist at the GP practice and say, I need an appointment with a social prescriber. If you want to say what the reason for, just give us an idea, and then they will task us and do the referral form on your behalf. So each GP practice is slightly different. You might have to complete a triage form, but you can do it through the receptionist anyway. And then, like Jen said, if you've got our number and you've already made those connections, you can self-refer to
Yes.
I think they've been probably going 6+ years now. So in this area, it took a bit longer to catch up. But I think down south London was probably 6+. But yeah,
so most NHS areas should have a social prescribers.
Every GP practice should have a social prescriber now. Yeah, there might be other roles as well, like care coordinators and mental health practitioners. But everyone should have a social prescriber. We're not a support worker. We're not social workers. We are signposting with that link to the community, to services. We are a short-term support, but don't let that put you off, because sometimes that gets extended as well, depending on the support that's needed for the person. Some things are quite complex and can't be sorted by one phone call, so it might mean that we kind of put a plan together, work together, and it is listening to the individual, what they want, what's important to them, and then working together, what can they do, what do they need us for, and then a bit of teamwork really. So, we'd have those conversations, we'd break it down what's needed, what support they've already got in place, what's missing, and then it might be a referral to citizens advice, or we might do the referral form of the household support fund. And then we do follow-up calls as well, making sure that they've had that support. Was it successful? Did it work out for you? If it's a no, then it's like, okay, let's have a look again at something else. Or why wasn't that referral picked up, or what was the problem there? And then we can go back to that as well. So we do like to keep that connection. We do want things to work for people. We're quite passionate about what we do. And we want the best for the individual as well. So it is important to us that we make those right connections and the referrals are correct. People who are struggling with isolation, feel quite lonely, like to go out there and meet people, but it's quite anxiety provoking sometimes. So we've supported people by meeting them in the community, actually taking them along to a social, explaining what that could look like beforehand, and then supporting them into that. And then it's connecting them in that social group. If it's for a length of time, we also support linking with a service called the Volunteer Buddies, where they've got longer support that they can offer. So they might offer 6 or 8 sessions supporting that person into a social group. So it's less anxiety provoking, basically.
Yeah. There is also a thing that you can make sure that you're at a named, if you are a carer for somebody, you can make sure that that features on your notes. So that's worth mentioning to your medical professional. That you just say that you're a carer.
A lot of you are probably members of these clubs. Until I started getting involved with Grace Cares, I had no idea, and obviously this is where you guys come in, of all of the different social groups that meet, like memory cafes, Alzheimer's, stroke societies. Even literally within this area, there are lots of different groups that not only get you out the house, get the person you're caring for involved in an activity, but it gives you people to talk to. And that's the thing, I've just gone along to some of these events and actually had a great deal of fun when I went to the Memory Cafe in Lichfield, seriously. They're really lovely social groups, but they would also give you someone who understands the type of concerns that you know, for the person you're caring, and give them some social outlet as well. So do look for these things, because I've got a lot out of it and I'm not even a carer.
So if you're not claiming a benefit,
you can still register. Where would you register then?
So yeah, I'm in that exact position. You know, I've got a well-paid job, but I still registered through the Staffordshire Staffordshire Support for carers. You know, they just don't offer you the help with claiming benefits and things. Yeah, everything else is still accessible.
So it's because Staffordshire Together for Carers is linked with Staffordshire Cares. So Staffordshire Cares is what we would have known as support, social services. Yeah, and it's now called Staffordshire Cares. So that's where you would register yourselves. And then it's if you want support from what is social services or Staffordshire Cares for your loved one, then they can do an assessment and put the appropriate things in place. If it's just support for the carer, then it's Staffordshire Together for Carers, and you can ask for just that.
Thank you very much. I know at least one face here heard what I got to say yesterday at the Memory Cafe, and I also know that you know all about him. Message in a bottle saves lives, and there's no question about that, and they're free, and you can take as many as you want. What you do is, inside here there are 2 little stickers like this. You place one on the inside of your front door, and that's important, and then you place the other one on the outside of your fridge. And there's a form inside which you fill in with all the relevant details about anybody that's at risk. And the one thing that it doesn't say on the form, but which I recommend that you do, is that you also put on there where any medicines are kept. And if anybody, if paramedics are called to any house, when they open the door, they look on the inside to see if there's one of those stickers. And if there is a sticker, one will go to the patient, the other will go to the fridge to get this little bottle, and to find out, especially if anybody's got an allergy, if they're allergic to anything, like my wife is allergic to morphine. That's fairly interesting to know if you go into hospital. And and they then pick up, if they've got to take the person to hospital, they also collect all the medicines that they're on, and so that goes as well. And it helps a great deal in saving people's lives. And another thing that I'll talk about while I'm here, I do the Talking News, well, it's called Talking News for the Blind, but it's for anybody with a sight problem or anybody that can't read for any reason. And what we found, especially after COVID, we visited every single listener that we'd got left. We lost 172 listeners during COVID. So we went and checked everyone, and what we found was a very high proportion of the people were very isolated, very lonely, perhaps saw somebody once a week. So we changed the Talking newspaper from just the local news, which was an hour and a half, and we now give 21 hours a week. And if somebody's lonely, they've got 3 hours a day of lots of different subjects, lots of different voices. It's like having company in the house. And also, we ask them what they want to receive, and that's what they get. So they get all their favourite magazines and such. And one of our listeners who is blind is a very capable musician, and he puts 3 tunes on every week, and somebody tells stories and they put those on as well. And it has changed the lives of quite a lot of the people. And we also run a macular club, which meets once a month in Beacon Park Village. And for the last 2 years, we've also started doing one trip out a month to places of interest. This month we took them to the Stratford-on-Avon Butterfly Farm, and next month we're going to the Critch Tramway Museum. It's all places where they've asked to go. There is no charge involved in anything that we do. If people want the Talking newspaper, we provide the equipment. There's no postage to pay, and if they want to come on the trips, there are no charges. We just want to make people's lives that little bit easier.
As you can appreciate, we've got some lovely people here today. So I also wanted to let you know, Grace Cares, we offer hardship grants to unpaid caregivers, and you can apply for those via Support Staffordshire. So you'd have to, there's certain requirements that you need to have, but they're hardship grants up to £350. So if there is something that you need in terms of equipment, or there's somewhere you'd like to go, or whatever it is, apply for one of the grants, and hopefully we can help you out that way as well. So that's another support thing with the profits, because we're a complete not-for-profit. So when you purchase something from us, then it goes back into the pot, and then we try and do some good with it, and that's one of the things that we do.